and welcome to yoga to stretch the lower body. We're going to begin with a little warm-up starting at the top of our mat. Find your feet in parallel under your hips. Open up your hands, standing up tall, and just tap into your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose, feeling grounded into the earth. Allowing your mind to settle, setting aside this time today for you. Inhale, reach your arms up, touching your palms at the top. Exhale, taking a twist to your right arm drops back, looking over that right palm, hips facing the front of your mat. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twisting to your left arm drops back, taking that focus back. Hips stay to the front, feet grounded. Inhale, back to center. Grabbing onto your left wrist, exhale, reaching over to your right, stretching your left side body, keeping your core engaged. Inhale, back to center, switch your grip, grabbing your right wrist, and exhale, reach over to your left, stretching your right side body. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, taking a chest opener, bending at your elbows, opening up to the sky, feeling your neck long. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold down, taking a soft bend in your knees. Give your knees and hips a little wiggle here, relaxing your neck. Take a nice deep plie and we'll roll up to standing, feeling our core engage. Head is the last thing to rise. Inhale, palms touch at the top. Exhale, twisting to your right, trying to get a little further in this round. Inhale, palms touch at the top. Exhale, twisting to your left arm drops back, feel your left hip pulling forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, grab your left wrist, stretching to your right. Inhale, back to center, switch your grip. Exhale, stretching to your left, stretching that right side body, keeping your core engaged. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, chest opener, bending at those elbows. Inhale, back to center, palms touch, and we forward fold. Trying to get a little deeper in our hamstrings this time, relaxing in that neck. Finding our first flat back, weight is up in those toes, feeling our knees pull in and up. Energy out the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold, and we'll take our flat back all the way to standing, Tadasana, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Tadasana, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. Taking another flat back, weight in the balls of your feet. Inhale, flat back forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up to standing, Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. We repeat. Inhale, Tadasana, arms rise, gather space. Exhale, forward fold, getting into those hamstrings. We're building heat and energy here. Inhale, flat back, weight in the balls of your feet. Exhale, forward fold, relaxing over. Inhale, Tadasana, all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Adding on a little bit. Inhale, Tadasana, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly walk those feet back to your first plank of the day, squeezing your glutes, lifting in and up with your core. Shoulders are directly over your palms. trying to feel your full palm on the floor. Lowering down, elbows stay at your sides all the way to your belly, untuck your toes, and find your first cobra, lightly pressing into your hands. Try to lift your fingers one at a time and see if you can lift those hands off the floor, putting all of the muscle and energy into your back and spinal muscles. Sending it back into your first downward facing dog, pedal out those feet, say hello to your calves and hamstrings and Achilles today. Sending those heels into the floor, feeling your sits bones raise to the ceiling, pushing into your hands and feeling your shoulders down your back. Rib cage is engaged. Length behind your knees. Look forward and slowly walk your feet back into your hands. Find your big toes together, heels an inch apart in your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana, standing all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll take that again. Inhale, Tadasana, gather the energy. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk those feet back into your plank, squeezing the glutes. Slowly lower back down onto your belly. Pushing up into your cobra again, pushing into those hands. Seeing if you can test your balance and try to pick up your hands off the floor. And slowly send it back into your downward facing dog, tucking those toes, sending the hips up to the sky, tapping into your breath here and feeling the backs of your legs open up. Sending your right leg into three-legged dog, knees and toes facing the ground, hips square. Bringing it forward into a three-legged plank, squeezing that right knee into your chest. Step that right leg through, bringing your left knee down and untucking that toe, coming into Anjaneyasana, low lunge, stretching out that left hip flexor. Feel your chest open wide. If this means putting your hands on blocks or coming up on fingertips, do whatever you can to keep that chest open. Possibly walking your hands up to that knee if that's comfortable for you today. Wherever you are, feeling your core engaged in and up. Sending your hands back down on the mat, send your hips back over top of that left leg, flexing your right foot, squaring off your hips, finding your flat back, and then rounding forward. Feeling the back of that right hamstring open up, trying to think about the outside of your right foot flexing up towards your nose as well. So not just your big toe, but your whole foot should be flexing up towards the sky. Pushing up on your hands, setting your weight back forward on top of that right leg. Circling your right arm around to the back of your space and possibly adding on a quad stretch if you would like. So bending in that left knee and grabbing it with your right hand. If you're doing the quad stretch, just make sure that your chest stays open. And try to keep your hips low. Slowly let that go. Circle your arm back around to the top of your mat. Tuck your left toe under and lift that knee, coming into runner's lunge, and then send it back into your downward facing dog. We'll take all of that on the other side. Finding our downward facing dog, raise your left leg into three-legged dog, hip square, energy behind the knee, foot flexed. Pulling it forward into your three-legged plank, left knee squeezes in, and then you'll step that left leg through, bringing your right knee down and untucking the toe, coming into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Keep your chest nice and open, feel your core engaged, and drop into that right hip flexor. Possibly walking up onto that front knee. If you're here, make sure you're really holding your core so you're not dropping too low into those hips. Keeping your breath nice and even here, breathing into your muscles. Send your hands back down to the floor, sending your hips back into half splits. Feeling your hips square off, flex your left foot, find your flat back, and then slowly round forward. Try to think about flexing your full foot, feeling the back of that left hamstring really open up. Breathing in what you need and breathing out what you don't need. Try to release all of the added tension that you don't need in this stretch. Putting your weight back into your hands, sending your hips back over that left foot. Circling your left arm back to come to a nice twist, and possibly adding on a quad stretch by bending in your right knee. Wherever you are, just keep your hips low, core engaged, and open up that chest to the sky. Slowly let that foot go if you have it. Circle that left arm back around, tucking that right toe under and lifting up that knee, finding your runner's lunge to send it back into your downward facing dog. Give your legs a little wiggle here before finding your heels rooted in towards the floor. Lift your right leg up into the three-legged dog, and then squeeze it back into your chest, stepping it through. Once more, we're going to spiral our left foot down onto the mat, and then we're going to circle our arms up into our warrior two, trying to keep our front knee tracked over our toe, feeling our shoulders pressing down our back, and trying to make a 90-degree angle with the bend in that front leg, feeling our back heel anchor into the ground. Straightening that front knee, send your hips towards the back of your mat and tip forward into our extended triangle. You can either have your hand on the ground or use a block right in front of your shin like I'm doing in the video in the upper left corner. You also can just bring your hand to your shin and not go all the way down to the floor. Wherever you are, feel your chest opening wide, shoulders pressed down, and if it's comfortable for you, try to look up towards the sky. Dropping your hands down to the left side of your mat, bring your feet into a parallel wide position, and let's find our wide-legged forward fold. You can either relax in the center here, you can grab onto your legs or onto your two big toes. You can even come up onto some blocks if you do not want to go all the way down to the floor today. Breathing into the backs of your legs, trying to feel energy behind your knees and not locking into any hyperextension. Letting your head be heavy, relaxing all tension in the back of that neck. Slowly walk your hands back to the front of your mat, finding your runner's lunge, back knee straight. Pushing into your hands, send it back into your downward facing dog, and we'll take all of that on the other side. Inhale, reaching the left leg up into three-legged dog. Exhale, squeezing it into three-legged plank and stepping that left leg through. Spiral your right heel down onto the ground and circle your right arm back to find your warrior two. Try to find a 90-degree bend in that front knee. Knees are tracking over toes. Heels are anchored down and shoulders are relaxed. Taking that gaze over top of that left arm if that's comfortable for your neck today. Pushing into your left foot, straighten that knee. Send your hips towards the back of the mat and then tip forward into your extended triangle. Again, you can use a block to bring the floor a little closer to you like I'm doing in the upper left corner. You can lower all the way towards the floor, or you also can bring your hand to the shin like I'm demonstrating in the upper left corner in this video, engaging your side body a little more. Bring your hands to the right side of the mat, finding parallel position with your feet. Relax over into a wide-legged forward fold to whatever degree is most comfortable for you. Wherever you are, try to find evenness in your hips. Walking your hands back to the front of the mat, finding your left leg runner's lunge. Pressing into your hands to find your downward facing dog. Sits bones up to the sky. Lift your right leg up into three-legged dog and send it in to your right-legged pigeon, bringing that right ankle to your left wrist. Flex that front foot, hips square. Your left knee and foot should be tucked under. Inhale for length, and exhale to slowly lower down to whatever amount you need today. In the upper left corner, I'm showing reclined pigeon. You can lie on your back, cross your right leg on top of your left, and thread the needle with your hands to pull that whole shape in towards your chest. This will give you the same stretch as sleeping pigeon, so feel free to take that as well on either side during this time. Wherever you are, breathe into your hips. We'll be here for a little over a minute, so try to empty your mind and feel your weight fall into the floor. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Walk your hands back up, tucking your left toe under, pushing into your hands to send it back up into three-legged dog. And then bring it into your downward facing dog, pedaling it out, getting some blood flowing back in that leg again. Sending our left leg up into three-legged dog, pulling it in, and sending that left ankle to your right wrist, finding your left-legged pigeon, flexing that front foot to protect that left knee, and having our hips square, our right knee and foot should be tucked under. Inhaling for length and exhaling forward fold. Come down to wherever you need. You always have the option to also put pillows or anything in your lap and under your head to add some more comfort so you can relax into this pose a little further. You also can take your reclined pigeon on this side as well. Feel your weight fall into the floor. With every exhale, you release a little more tension in the back of that hip. Begin to deepen your breath. Slowly make your way back up. Tucking your right foot under, pressing into your hands to send that left leg into three-legged dog, and bring it back to your downward facing dog, getting the blood flowing back into that leg. Sending both heels into the earth, hips are high. This will be our last downward facing dog of the day. Sending your knees down into the floor, finding our tabletop position, lowering down onto your elbows. We're going to take a nice little frog pose here, slowly walking our knees out to the side to do a nice deep hip opener. You want your knees bent at about 90-degree angles, flexing those feet, opening those hips, feeling it sink into the floor. If this is a little intense for you and you need some support in this pose, you can always put pillows, blocks, or bolsters underneath your chest so that you can lie down to the degree of stretch that you need. Also, if it's more comfortable for you to completely lower down onto your belly in this stretch, you can do that as well. Breathing into your hips, feeling a nice opening sensation. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Pushing into your elbows, start to walk your feet back in. Take your time. And when you're ready, you can send it into a nice child's pose. I'm keeping my knees together here, but feel free to have your knees wide if that feels better for you. Relaxing into those hips and countering that intense stretch we just did. Slowly walk your hands underneath your shoulders and roll up to a seated position. We're going to slowly make our way onto our backs. Find this however is most comfortable for you. And also, if you have a strap or towel, this is a great time to pull it out. Finding our feet on the floor, knees pointed towards the ceiling. We're going to bring our right leg in and wrap the strap around the sole of that right foot, flexing at the ankle, and grabbing the strap at whatever length you need. Extending that foot up to the ceiling and then pulling it in until you feel a nice sensation, not going too far. If you like a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can lower that left leg down to the floor, but you always can keep it bent in as well. Breathing into the back of your hamstrings here. Grabbing that strap with your right arm, we'll drop the leg out to the right side, trying to keep our left hip anchored in towards the floor. If you would like to bring the foot a little closer, just do a mini bicep curl with that right arm, pulling that foot up to your ear. Really focusing on the hip opening sensation in this stretch. Pulling that leg back into your center. Bend that knee so you can let go of the strap, put the strap to the side, and hug that right knee into your chest. Dropping that right leg over to your left side, cactus your arms out to the side, looking over that right shoulder for a nice deep twist, keeping that left leg long. If this is a little too deep for you right now, you can keep your knees together and twist from there, like I'm doing up in the left corner. Breathing in to lengthen and breathing out to sink into the twist a little deeper. Using your core to come back to center. And wherever you are, bring both feet to the floor, knees pointed up to the ceiling. Grab onto that strap again, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Wrapping the strap around the sole of the left foot, flexing that foot, and pulling the strap in to wherever your hamstring is comfortable to go. You may even feel this in your calf. If you would like a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can drop that right leg down to the ground. Wherever you are, focus on your breath and relaxing into the stretch. Bring that strap into the left arm and slowly drop that leg down to your left side. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can do a little bicep curl with that left arm, bringing that foot closer to your ear. Trying to anchor your right hip down into the floor, feeling a nice opening here. Bringing that foot back into your center, bending the knee so you can release the strap, letting the strap go, hugging that knee into your chest, dropping that left knee over to your right, looking over your left shoulder for a nice deep twist. Option to keep your knees together here to soften the twist a little bit. Breathing in to lengthen and exhaling to twist a little deeper, relaxing your body weight into the earth. Using your core, coming back to your center nice and slow. Squeeze your knees into your chest for one last final stretch. Maybe taking some rocks side to side or pointing and flexing the feet. Squeezing your nose all the way up into your knees, feeling your core tighten. And then we'll release into our final Shavasana, feeling our feet fall outward. Hands are to the sky for receiving, shoulders down the back, jaw is loose, facial muscles are calm. The body weight drops into the floor as our eyes close and we tap into our breath. I would like to offer up a quote for today's practice. It is by an unknown author and it reads, "Yoga is calming the fluctuations of the mind." As we're stretching, it's easy for our mind to wander. By relaxing into each stretch and allowing ourselves to truly be present, we're able to truly experience the benefits of our practice. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Take the body into a nice full body stretch, reaching your arms overhead and feet below. Slowly curl into fetal position on your right side, relaxing your head weight into the floor. And push yourself up to a seated position, crossing at the legs or whatever's comfortable for you, facing your camera. Thank you so much for joining me for your practice today. I'd like to restate the quote: "Yoga is calming the fluctuations of the mind." Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.